We are back down here at the trailer today. We're going to unload the flooring, but I wanted to show you, we pulled this window. I told you we're going to replace this and just put one window here. And we noticed that there was a lot of water damage over here when we cleaned this out. And then underneath here is a hole in the floor straight through to the ground. So, which we knew we were going to have some issues with the floor, but I wasn't thinking that was going to be the issue. Regardless, insulation still looks pretty decent. We are going to have to go through and replace the switches and the plug-ins. So that was one of them. My uncle said that Katie had just pulled it out, and they think that's where some of the electrical problems are coming from, is from this bedroom, from that one there. And then this was the old bathroom, and they took it out. They made it a closet, but they also said that these weren't working correctly either, which is fine because we're going to take out this whole wall here and make it one big open room. I need to be careful. I got flip-flops on. I don't want to step on a nail. So that's kind of where all this is at right now. I think we're going to just put the flooring into the living room for now. Go ahead, Piper. Okay. This is going to go donation. The dresser we're going to keep. We're going to strip it and repaint it. Carpet, I may see if I can get that clean. Take it to the car wash or something and clean it. It is a nice carpet. It doesn't really match anything in the living room, but maybe in this bedroom. Replacing the 3 windows here, just down to the 1. New window here. Again, new sockets. I don't think there's one over there. I think really there's only just the 2. Maybe one behind this. Donate. All of this is stuff that we brought over. My in-laws gave this to him. I'm going to put all this in the kitchen for now. The credenzas from them. Extra shelves and tables. As far as the sliding glass doors go, gone. We're going to take those out. We're discussing putting in a wood stove and using this spot for the wood stove. So we would take the right side of the door, build a wall, frame it in and build a wall. And we have a pile of leftover brick from our house, and build him a base and then a partial wall to protect the heat protectant. And then put a regular door out here. The deck is not, it needs a good pressure washing, but it's in really good shape. The handrails need to be, replaced and fixed because they're kind of warped, but otherwise they're fine. And this is the back part of our land over here. It's so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Dad's been bush hogging over there on the right side so we can see the deer. We usually get a pretty good little herd of deer. So, we're debating on taking out this door completely and just closing it off, since there are 2 doors in the back. And I think I'm going to try, the plan is for us to go to a liquidation store down in Forsyth, Georgia, and pick up some new appliances. They had, they're doing, I guess one like a hotel, a Hyatt Regency is remodeling some of their suites, and they had a huge shipment of glass top stoves, new refrigerators, dishwashers, and microwaves. So I think you can get a dishwasher and a microwave for $10 a piece, and then stoves, the oven stove and refrigerators are like $29. So this refrigerator isn't bad. It looks a little rough. It's starting to rust. But I think we'll probably just replace it with a newer model so that he'll have a new one, and then everything will match. There's no room for a dishwasher. We already kind of did measurements on that with the way the kitchen is set up, and we're not going to make any changes to the layout. We're going to leave it as this is, no big changes. I think we are talking about taking this out and putting in like a drink cooler in this spot here. So for right now though, we're going to go get the floors out of the back of the Danger Ranger and bring them in here. I think we're going to put them right here, stack them here at the door, and then you guys can kind of see with what we're dealing with. Got the back of the truck cleaned out. Got this little bit here left, and then we have all of the insulation. That's the rug from my old house, or from our house. We're going to bring this down here for him as well. So all of that is the insulation. Piper is working on getting the last pieces brought in the house. We found a wagon to use. Made life so much easier. So this is the first stack. The first stack of wood floors that we've got.
I'm suffering.
You're suffering? Okay. So, and there's another one just like this at my sister's house still. We didn't want to these are heavy. These are floors from the 90s. Well, it's okay. I won't touch it. Her house, I told you guys her house had flooded on the main floor. And when it did, it ruined the bathroom floors into the hallway, into the formal dining room, and then into, I believe, her kitchen as well. So, since these are from the 90s, you can't get the same flooring anymore. So, they had to pull the whole first floor. And so, they're going to just redo all new flooring in there. So, we're going to grab up these last few pieces, and then we're going to call it a day down here because it is cold. And Missy down there didn't bring a jacket. Even though we're still in the same yard, we're going to call it quits for the day down here and work on some things at the house. And there it is. That's all the insulation, which is going to be great for the floors. So I think we're hoping that we can just go through. These floors were replaced, like new subfloors put down over the old. The hallway has new flooring underneath this as well. Well, you can see it there. They put new flooring down. The bathroom needs new flooring. So we're going to go in. I've been cleaning this out, trying to... Oh, it looks like they did put some flooring in there. Yeah, they replaced this in here too. They just painted it. So this has been replaced. Underneath here though, which doesn't matter. All this is coming out. I would like to keep these here because I do like these. Not sure why, but for some reason, I like them. They're dated. I don't know. The floor in here is newer, but we are going to have to pull it up. I keep picking on Mom. I'm like, no, we can just cut this out and just patch it. A gallon of, or a big 2-gallon thing of Kills spilled in here. So we have to pull this up, which is fine, but this has new floors underneath it as well. The only room that does not have the new floors is, of course, the green room. And that's the room that I was in earlier with the wall ripped open. And we will put new walls in there pretty soon. No, well, I guess we are new walls because we ripped them open. Ripped the walls open. My husband comes home, I think, next weekend. And we're going to look at replacing those real quick while he's here. And maybe throughout the week, I may come down and finish pulling all of this down. I got to get the trim molding off so I can pull it and see what kind of mess I can make. And then we'll come back in and just sheetrock this room. That's the cheapest way to replace it. So otherwise, the house is pretty sound. I mean, there's no other issues. And even this floor in here isn't bad, except for the hole. It's there in the corner. So we have to fix that, insulate it, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, everything else it's pretty sturdy. It just has a gap where the two floors are different. So we have to fix that. That's going to be all from down here today. We are back at the house and I need to make some bread for Piper this week for school. So I'm going to use my sourdough starter and do a sourdough sandwich bread. It's super easy. You have to weigh everything, but you know, I don't think it's, if I can do it, I promise you anybody can do it because I am not a baker. I'm learning though. I think if I'll have enough starter left. I may try to make some English muffins too, because I love English muffins. Okay, so I'm gonna start uh, by making. I'm gonna do a double batch because I want to make some dinner rolls for tonight. So I'm gonna give you the measurements for a single loaf, but I'm gonna be doubling that because I'm making a double batch. So if you think you're like, wow, that's a lot, that's because I'm making more. So you're gonna start out with 250 grams of warm water. And I'm just using tap water. Okay. And then we're gonna put in some yeast. And this is how you can make this bread the same day, is because it's a yeast that goes in with it. So I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons, and it's seven grams is what you need to use. I'm sorry, I'm using 2 tablespoons, but it's 7 grams. And then to feed the yeast, you want to add in 20 grams of sugar. And then we're just going to whisk this around. And we're going to give it a few minutes for that yeast to get activated. And then we'll come back and we'll add our flour. So it's come to life. It's bubbling fantastic. Looks really good. I went and grabbed the microphone because Harry Potter is in the background playing. And I didn't want to disturb anybody. All right, so this is my sourdough starter. I fed her when we got home from church. It was way down here. I dumped out more than half because I had not fed it in 2 days. I call her Gertie. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out 100 grams of sourdough starter. Let me grab a cup here. I have not had much luck making loaves of true sourdough bread, but I can do this and everything else with no problem. The true sourdough bread is really giving me a run for the money. So I don't even fool with it. You know, I'm just going to pour it. Remember, I'm making double, so mine will be more. If you can see, she's beautiful. But you can see how good she looks on the inside. That last plop in there was my nail in the coffin with that. What you need, baby?
I think toilet bowl cleaner.
The what?
The
Toilet bowl cleaner. Look underneath this cabinet right here. The Lysol one. Get right. Oh, there's some. Get that lime away. It's fine. Same thing. I'm sorry. Oh, probably from when you were climbing inside the Ranger.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it in there. Well, it really is like a whole lot more. Let me get a little bit out. Oh, that's perfect. Sorry there, kiddo. So we went to Walmart today, and I have seen these on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook as much as I used to. I prefer getting on Instagram. But I gotten on Facebook because I always try to get on there and like do birthday wishes to everybody. And now we're just gonna mix this real quick. And I saw where they have the chocolate Christmas trees, the little Debbie's. Have y'all tried those? Because I wanted to get some today, and Piper was like, "Nope, we're staying with tradition." I was like, "That's fine, you know, we'll stay. We'll get the regular." I can't find the lid to my jar, so I've been using the Pyrex bowl as my lid. It's working perfect. Okay, it's good and foamy. Good and foamy. Oh, it's my pressure cooker. I've got about 18 eggs in my pressure cooker to get ready for the week. All right, so now we've got our sugar, the water, the yeast, and our sourdough starter. So now we're going to add 500 grams of bread flour. And I use the unbleached bread flour. I use this for my starter, everything. I tried starter with using all purpose, and I just did not have any luck whatsoever. Some people do, and that's fabulous. I mean, I'm so glad, but for whatever reason, where's my, oh, here it is. For whatever reason, it just didn't work for me. What is that? All right, I'm gonna zero that out. Zero it out again. Here we go. I like to do this just in case there's anything from the store in there, clumped up from the store. You never know. It just takes a second. Just one more pot to get dirty. One more thing to get dirty in the sink. I'm gonna try and make Piper some. I was wanting to do the English muffin so I could make her some breakfast sandwiches now that it's starting to get cooler in the mornings. Like we're supposed to be at like the highs next week is like 55. So our weather's changing pretty quick. It's kind of crazy. Today it's dark and dreary outside. It's giving me Indiana vibes when we lived in Indiana. It was this way from October to about March. It's awful. I don't miss that at all. Again, this part is not necessary. It's just something I like to do. Okay, done. So now we're going to take it, we're going to put it on our mixing stand and mix it up. If you don't have a mixer, it's fine. It will still do by hand just fine. We got home a little late today from town because I was asked to help in Piper's confirmation class at church. So usually when she goes to her confirmation class or Bible study, I run our errands for the week for that 45 minutes while she's gone up there upstairs. But I helped with class today, so then we had to go after. I had so much fun. It's a great little youth group. All right, so let's get this mixed up. So it's getting a little hard on the mixer. I think it's going to be probably a little bit too dry. Yeah, a little too dry. So I'm going to add a little bit more water. And I'm just going to add, get off there, this over here. I'm going to add a splash. You can always add more, you just can't take it away, so be sparing. Okay, so now this has been mixed. It's mixed well. It's not overly dry. It's a little bit tacky, but not too tacky. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit for 30 minutes and let it rise. And then we'll come back and we'll add our butter and our salt. It has been the 30 minutes for this dough. And wait till y'all see this. Look at that. It's beautiful. All right, dough hook back on.
I'm done.
And where it's pushing down into the dough. If I can get back in there. There we go. Where it's pushed into the dough, I'm going to add 120 grams, which is a stick of butter and about just a little sliver. And I use, this is Land O'Lakes salted butter. I had to melt it in the microwave because it was in the refrigerator. We just bought some more today. And then we're going to add the salt. And you need to add, I think it's 10 grams. 10 grams of salt. Do not add 120 grams of butter. You only need to add 60 and then 10 grams of salt. 120 because I'm doing double. 60 if you're doing single. So I'm just going to eyeball and put some salt in there. Yes, it looks like a lot, but trust me, it needs it. So we're going to bring this back up and very slowly get this mixing. If you have to add flour to this dough, when you add the butter to it, if it seems like it's just still too wet, too sticky, add more flour to it. I promise it'll be okay. Becomes combined, you want to let this run for probably 5 minutes and just let that gluten get activated, but you also want to make sure that you're getting the salt in there and that the salt is getting mixed in with everything. Okay. It's been about 5 minutes. It's ran my machine. Oh, perfect. My machine said that's enough. So the dough is not sticky. It's perfect. So we're gonna let this rise until it doubles in size. So if you're making bread with using just yeast and not the sourdough, this would be your first proofing. It's where you let it sit in the counter and you let it double in size. And then you come back and shape it and then bake it. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna put this over here to sit and let it rise. And then when it's ready, we'll come back, we'll shape it, and then we'll bake it. So I'm gonna spray my olive oil with a light coat and let it do its business. We'll be back in just a little bit. So I had my microphone on, but did not turn it on. So we're just gonna wing it from here. So this is gonna be after the bread has risen, and we're gonna roll it out and shape it. It looks really good. Actually, I had some for lunch, and it is really good. So you just punch your sides down. I just roll mine in. And because I did a double batch, I'm going to cut this one in half. I was going to use the other half of it and make dinner rolls, but I went ahead and cooked supper while this was rising because I didn't realize how late it had gotten. The pan I'm using is an All-American made pan. It is fantastic. It is absolutely the best baking pan I've used for, excuse me, I'm sorry, for making sandwich bread. I do love my cast irons. I will always use my cast iron. But to make a full loaf to fit in the Bread Buddy, this one has been amazing. And I'll link it down in my description box below. It is on Amazon. Again, I'm not an affiliate, just sharing ideas. They are a little pricey. This version isn't as expensive as the one with the lid. I think the one with the lid is almost $40, and then this one is like right at like $29, $30. So for my first time getting one, I just went with this one to try it out. But I probably will go back and order another one with the lid. When rolling out the dough, I try to keep it the same size all the way around. It just makes it roll up nicer and bake better in the pan. Still getting my technique down. I keep watching videos and watching people who bake breads and learning new techniques and new way of doing things. So I don't think you ever truly quit learning when it comes to baking. You just learn new ways and stuff. So, but I do love this recipe, and it's so good. When you are happy with the size of your dough, just roll it up. I kind of tuck my corners in just a little bit and just roll, roll, roll. I tuck my ends over a little bit and then pinch the seam so that it doesn't bust. And then once you've got your bread how you want it, just plop it there in your pan and put it to the side and let it rise till it doubles in size. I'm going to come back and do the same thing for the 2 other loaves I'm going to make with the extra dough. The cast iron bread pans that I use, I do purchase at the Lodge store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It is the one, actually it's going to be probably Sevier County because it's out there by the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They have a corner of the store in the back where they sell seconds. So they may have like a minor imperfection, and these were less than half price. So I think we got those for $9 a piece, and I do have 3 of them, and I love them. I use them all the time. They're great for just doing bread, but they're also, if you wanted to, and I don't do mine with meat, I use them just for the bread, but they'd be great for doing like little meatloaves as well. And then here is the bread after it has risen. They are doubled in size. I should have rolled the bigger loaf better because you can kind of see where it pulled, and it has a little bit of a ridge there on the end, but it'll be fine. It's going to taste fantastic. So what I am going to do, though, because I use sourdough starter, is I'm going to score across the top of that, and it's going to help keep them from exploding. Let out some of the gases that are formed when the yeast grows in the sourdough. You then want to put them in a preheated oven at 350 degrees, and I usually do about 30 to 35 minutes. And I won't lie, these cooked for 45 minutes, and the outside of them is a little bit harder than it normally is, but the inside is fantastic. So start out with doing 350 for 30 minutes and just test it. The bottom of your loaf should be good and hollow, and that'll let you know that the bread's done on the inside. Oh, watch out, buddy. All right, there's loaf number 1. Good and done. Loaf number 2. beautiful. And then Piper's bread for school this week. Perfect. Looks good. I may put a little bit of butter on top of these and shine them up, but otherwise they look perfect and baked just like I wanted them to. So I'm going to call it at night, and I will show you tomorrow morning when I cut these. And here they are, nice and cooled off. As you can tell, we did enjoy a slice last night to make sure for quality control that they were edible. And of course, it was fantastic. I love this recipe. It is so easy. I know it seems like a lot of steps, and trust me, I was rather intimidated myself because I'm so used to things being done in cup size, not grams. But once you get started and get used to it, and I'm sure I could probably convert it over to make it easier, but now I've gotten used to doing it. But the bread slice is great, and it makes the perfect sandwich. When I was making bread, doing it just like with the yeast and not with the sourdough, the bread didn't hold up as well. Look at that, so soft. It's crazy. It's so good. I will probably never make another loaf of bread with just yeast. I'll always probably make it using a starter mix. And then there's Piper's sandwich. She's very particular. She loves sandwiches. I fix her a sandwich almost every day for lunch. Sometimes it might be, this is bologna and cheese. And some days it might be peanut butter and jelly. Some days it might be peanut butter and fluff. Sometimes it's ham and lettuce, tomato. She'll take chicken salad to school. She doesn't care. She just loves a good sandwich. She's like her daddy. My husband is the same way. He loves a good sandwich. All right, I'm going to slice her up and put her in the bread buddy. This will last 4 or 5 days before it goes bad. There's no preservatives or anything to keep it fresh longer, which is one of the best parts of making your own bread from scratch. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. I'm pretty good about getting back to you. And I want you all to have a fantastic week. If you're in the lower part of the country like I am, hope y'all are staying dry. We got lots of rain coming this week. Love one another, and I will see you in next week's video. Take care, guys. Bye.